everyone knows what happened to Amelia Earhart. It's a simple matter of looking at the links in a chain. So when you sit down and use your brain properly, you can figure out many things other people have not.
So you're telling me, Sherlock, that you know what happened to Amelia Earhart?
Yes, Miss Hudson.
What other things have you figured out?
Roanoke, the Bermuda Triangle.
Well, I'd like the two of you to read the next 2 chapters in your book, and we will continue our discussion on the brain tomorrow. Class dismissed.
Miss Hudson didn't know whether to believe you or reprimand you for sassing.
It's a specials class. She should expect us to be really smart.
Yeah, but most people don't actually know what happened to Amelia Earhart or what's up with the Bermuda Triangle. That's my point. We're smarter.
I heard Miss Hudson telling my teacher what you said in class today. Sherlock, how can you know all this stuff? I just do. How? When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however unlikely, must be the truth. Most people just don't know how to use their brains properly.
You're so conceited.
I am not. Knowing facts and putting them into a logical chain of events
Get
is not...
lost, Irene. Sherlock, ignore her. She just hates us.
I do not.
Jamie just says that because she wants everyone to hate her, so she can be better than everyone.
That's incorrect.
Jamie Moriarty has no friends but you, and she doesn't know what to do about it. So she's created a little universe for herself where she's the hero and everyone else are the villains. Well, guess what? That's not real.
Don't mind about Irene. She was just being petty.
Honor is a great thing, Sherlock. Some have more than others. When someone stomps on that honor, there will be consequences.
What kind of consequences?
Never mind. It's just because they're jealous, because we're so much smarter than them.
Yeah.
Listen to me, Sherlock. You know how people say to ignore the people who get in your way? To not let them bother you? They're right. But you know what they're wrong about? They see it's easy. It's not. But you and I can change the world. Someday we'll show them.
Together, right?
Attention, students. It's been a great day of school today. A reminder that bus 15 will be leaving before bus 14 for some weird reason. So if you ride that bus, get ready. So, I just got the results of what was in that soup today from a very reliable source. Apparently, its contents were questionably edible, so please ask your parents to take you to the doctor soon.
Man, someone really takes the announcement seriously.
Yeah. Attention, students! He always has reliable sources. Believe me, you wouldn't want to be on that guy's bad side.
So you took a drink from your water bottle today? Did you taste the chili powder? I was the one who put it in.
I know. I didn't take a drink from my water bottle. Instead, I went into your backpack, took a can of chili powder, and dumped even more into yours.
I know you would do that. That's why I switched out the can of chili powder for red sugar.
I know. I waited until you were done and switched it back. Go ahead. Taste. Besides, you should have figured out that I would have figured it out.
I did. I never dumped anything into your water bottle. I just wanted to mess with your brain.
Well done, but no one ever messes with my brain.
Get off your high horse.
Get off yours! Well, see you later.
Yeah. Today the kid my parents have been trying to foster for 3 months finally came. I haven't met him yet.
Great. Now I have to share your house.
I already do. My sister, remember?
She doesn't count.
I have to go.
What makes you still look up to her? She doesn't think you exist.
What makes you think I look up to her?
I can tell.
There you are. I couldn't leave until you got home because John can't be left alone. Where are you going? College, gym, homework, bed. What do I do with John? Figure it out. You're smart enough. You're smarter than me, you know. A new smell. He's close. Sherlock, pleasure!
John Watson, say it.
When does he get out? When does he get out of jail? You're probably wondering how I figured that out, right? I always like deducing things about people I've just met. I saw that when you came in, you were used to abuse. The way you peeked in the door a second before you came in, and the way you immediately held up your hands as if to defend yourself when I jumped up. So you come from a hard background. You're still proud of your father. I knew that because I introduced myself as only Sherlock. You introduced yourself as John Watson. You know my parents are still planning on adopting you. You still made it a point to refer to yourself with your old last name. Am I right?
That was blunt. And yes, my dad is in jail, but that doesn't define him.
I could show you around the house.
I think I'll just unpack for now.
Well, welcome to the house, Watson.
Thanks. Show me around then.
Okay. But you've got to watch out for my biology experiments. And don't knock over my chemistry lab unless you want the carpet burned.
What kind of science do you do?
The fun kind, my dear Watson. So bored. There's nothing to do.
Why don't you do your homework?
I can't stand geometry. I flunked the last test. Now my grade won't be perfect.
You flunked it?
Yeah, they're trying to teach us something called inductive reasoning, but none of the conclusions they wanted us to reach were firmly grounded, so I flunked the test.
But that's not all. On the very next test, they said that inductive reasoning wasn't really a thing. I didn't want to be the one to say, I told you so.
But you did?
Of course! Jamie said that Mrs. Hudson probably gave us the test just to see what we would do.
I don't think so. Remember, she is the school principal and has to uphold the school laws. Look on your project for the science fair.
I finished it.
What is it?
An essay on the human brain and how to use it.
Are you supposed to do something visual?
I can visualize it in my head.
That's not.
Besides, no one has a chance against Irene. Have you seen the sugar crystal castle she's been working on?
Yeah, extraordinary. Very red though.
Yeah, she made the base out of pH test strips, took the sugar and dissolved it in acid, so now it's Scarlet.
Cool.
Yeah, she checks on it every day. She has her heart set on winning this year. I remember when I got excited about science projects.
Well, I'm gonna go play Foursquare.
With whom? Irene and the other kids?
Yeah, they invited me. Wanna come too?
I don't play Foursquare.
Why? Les wanted to know if you could come.
Les? Oh no. Last time I talked to him, he told me I was a nerd, times 10.
When was that?
4 months ago.
Who cares then? Come on, it'll be fun.
He's
Think of that as a challenge.
He's the son of a police officer, so apparently he's a better detective than I am. I'm sure he just wants to lord it over me.
You sound like a whiny toddler. Why don't you look for the good in people instead of the bad? You should come. Think of it as a challenge.
I was about to leave without you guys. Whoa, hello stranger. Sherlock, have you decided to grace us with your presence today?
Hello, Les.
Are you still gonna be a detective when you grow up? Because I could give you some tips. My dad gave me some fingerprint powder from his work. It's real, you know. I have some at home, so I was thinking you could use it. It's what cops use all the time.
Cool. Fingerprint powder is the most boring way to solve a case. You must go to the scene of the crime and deduce what you can about what happened. That's how masterminds do it.
Well, fingerprint powder gives you hard proof fast, which is useful when you're dealing with dangerous criminals that could be leaving the country within days.
You're pretty good at Foursquare. Les wasn't so bad once we started playing.
Yeah, it was pretty fun deducing where people were gonna bat the ball.
What?
They always glance where they're gonna bat the ball just before they do it.
That happened in a split second though.
Exactly!
Your mom said she'd make tomato soup tonight. It's my favorite. Wasn't that nice of her?
I love tomato soup!
Yeah. I'm gonna watch A Wonderful Life tonight. You wanna watch it with me?
That movie is so predictable. I figured out the ending based on the trailer.
Movie snob.
I am not! Watson! Watson! Finish all my homework, Maya. How'd you get in here? I hacked the lock.
I just followed him.
Bored. Hate being bored.
You won't find anything interesting in here.
Come on, Sherlock, we can play something.
Can I borrow your biology book?
No way! Last time I let you borrow one of my textbooks, you filled it with charts and notes. I want to sell these things when I'm done with school.
Nothing to do. Hate being bored. Want something for my brain to eat.
Eat?
You know, process. I don't know. I want a case.
You know when we figured out Bermuda, Maya?
Don't remind me.
Let's work on another case, shall we?
Look. I don't have time for that stuff anymore. Playing detectives is childish. Take your eccentric brain somewhere else.
Fine.
He'll get over it.
Eventually.
It's good you're here. I guess you make a good brother for him. You can be someone to yank the kinks out of him. He has a lot of potential. He just wastes it a lot.
Guess you're too busy to do that.
Once you get to college, you'll understand.
It's yellow here, right? No? Pink then? What's she done now?
Nothing.
Then why are you sighing if you're not upset? Why do you smell like her perfume if you weren't in her room? Why are you looking at the watch that she gave you for your birthday if you weren't thinking about her?
I was checking the time.
Right.
She thinks everything I do is childish. I'll never live up to her standards.
Then why do you try? Maya doesn't rule you, you rule yourself. You've got to admit that to yourself and become great. And someday she'll see that she was wrong.
I don't want to take revenge.
But she's hurt you all your life. Why? Because you're so close. Move away where she can't reach you. Rise above her. You're better than her. People are always trying to get ahead. And those who aren't capable spend their time trying to bring down others instead of moving up themselves. But you and me, we're different. People always hate us for being smarter than them because they can't be that way themselves. So they try to pretend that we aren't smarter. But we are. And someday we'll show them.
Yeah, they'll see.
Sherlock, Irene is going down.
What?
I've been thinking. She needs to know that my honor is not something that she plays with. I want to take revenge. Will you join me?
Isn't that kind of petty?
No, it's beyond the things she said. It's about bringing down my honor. If a person doesn't have honor, what do they have?
Why don't you look for the good in people instead of the bad?
You sound like John.
So?
John Watson lives in a fantasy world where he sees everything as either perfect or with the capacity to be so. Trust me. I want you to be my partner. We can begin a revolution of ideals.
I don't know.
You good?
Say, are you all right?
12-year-olds aren't supposed to correct your grammar, you know. That's for grown-ups.
I'm plotting.
John, don't forget we have your meeting with the county tonight. You need to come down and eat something soon.
Okay! My dad always did homework with me every single night, even when he was tired. It was great, just me and him. But on nights when he got drunk, I would hide in my closet. He'd hit me real bad. But he didn't know what he was doing. Do people ever tell you to give up on someone, but you don't want to? Like you can't?
No, not really. Well, I mean, maybe. I think this conversation is getting awkward, don't you? I mean, I'm not really one to spill my guts to people, except to Jamie, of course. But we just like to figure things out about each other. I mean, she knows everything about me.
Oh.
Oh, wait! I want to come with you! Last time I went down to City Hall, I figured a way into the top secret files and solved a month-old murder crime.
Really?
No, but it would have been cool, though. Come on, Watson. A case might turn up.
No cases, none. I am going mad.
Well, if you start foaming at the mouth, don't drip on my homework.
It's gone. What's gone?
My castle! I kept it in that cabinet in our homeroom. Well, today the door was connected to a string, and when I opened the door, it tipped a thermos of hot water on the whole thing. The castle dissolved before my very eyes. I've been working on it for months.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Whoever did that knew what they were doing.
Do you think you could help me figure out who did it?
You mocking me again?
Sherlock!
You wanted a case. This is something for your brain to eat.
Okay. First thing we'll need to do is question motive. Why would the person want to destroy your castle? Maybe they wanted to win the science fair. Maybe they were seeking revenge.
Give me time to think.
Sorry about your castle. What is it?
What's what?
Are you gonna take the case?
I said I was thinking.
You should take the case. It's something for you to use or gift for something great. You can help Irene.
You sound like my sister.
And think of how proud she'll be when you figure this out. You said you were bored.
I guess so. I can't know for certain who it is until I investigate.
You think you know who did it?
No.
Then why?
Come on, Watson. Back to school. We must study the scene of the crime. The game awaits.
Has this place been touched since you saw it disappear? No, I left right away. But you have to look at this quickly. The cleaners come tomorrow after school. It took a lot of haggling and promises to my dad that I'd help him clean his den.
Your dad?
He's the head janitor, so you have to investigate quickly.
No problem. Freeze, Watson!
What? What is it?
You'll mess up the whole crime scene if you move. Now don't move a muscle.
Hey, Sherlock, you need a heart attack.
I'll need to observe everything so I can deduce what happened. The crook was wearing Champion Active Light tennis sneakers, size 8.5. They must have come in at night. Footprints aren't old enough to be from yesterday, and not new enough to be from today. They're your footprints, Irene, and... Oh wait, it's a girl!
How can you tell?
Smells great factor, Watson. Unless the boy was wearing Rocca perfume, it's a girl. Bubblegum. Juicy fruit. If she came and did this at night, that means she was hiding in the school. All the windows and doors have sensors, so she must have stayed in this closet until the school closed. Then in the middle of the night, she snuck out, set up this rather clever contraption. The thermos explains how she kept the water hot. The string pulled it over and pulled off the lid at the same time. The bottle flipped 3 times and landed here. Ha! Brain work!
So you know who did it?
No. Even if I did know, I have no hard evidence. I can use these facts and some statistical math to narrow down my suspects.
How will you do that?
We will go home, have supper, and then I will need 2 hours of quiet. Now none of you talk. I need to do some thinking. I'll have your answer by tomorrow, Irene.
Cool.
Shh!
This just seems a bit... Sherlock.
Shh!
It's been 3 hours and I can't do my homework because a pencil makes scratching noises on the paper and you refuse to move to your own room.
I'm not done thinking.
What are you thinking about?
Just some statistical math. I'm using the theory of probability. Basically, it's a type of mathematics that covers the analysis and measurement of the quantitative likelihood of an event or action. In this case, that would be who would most likely do the crime based on what I saw at the crime scene. I take several different possibilities based on the criminal's actions and narrow down my options, based on what I know of my suspects have done in the past and what their personalities are like.
Excellent.
Elementary.
What?
I learned it back in elementary school.
Sherlock, why is this taking you so long? You should have figured this out by now. There's something else to this, right? Something that you're not telling me, or Irene.
I don't tell people things, just Jamie, remember? And you're not her.
Jamie, everything seems to relate back to her. Because you think she did it, right? I mean, it makes sense if she was taking revenge or something.
I think Mary Mortson did it.
What? So you're gonna blame an innocent kid so Jamie can walk away free? Sherlock, if you do that, the other kid will get the blame and you'll know it for the rest of your life. This isn't about Jamie being your best friend. It's about doing the right thing. What Jamie did was wrong, and if you don't do the wrong thing too, it won't mean you've betrayed her. It will simply mean that you did what you knew was right. Man, I can't make speeches, Sherlock. Sherlock, you've got to do something! Whatever, but at least think about it.
Wait, where are you going?
I don't know. Downstairs.
If I think about it, it'll take a really long time. Watson! I'll do it.
Get the light out of my eyes.
I need hard proof fast. Tribute to us, then. I hope we'll heal the end of it in a few years.
Hey, Sherlock.
I want to be your partner, Jamie. Let's vanquish the world together.
Okay, what's wrong?
Watson will never replace you. We're best friends, right?
Duh.
Ugh, don't think. Oh no. Not after all I've done. Why are great minds always victim of circumstance?
Why, hello, Sherlock.
Hello, Les.
I got the fingerprints. John said you needed them.
Thank you.
Oh, it was no problem at all. You know I always say.
Watson? Watson!
On my floor!
There you are, Miss Hudson. Full proof on who melted Irene's castle.
This is very interesting, Sherlock. Quite extensive, too. I'll look into it.
You'll look into it? That's the hardest proof you'll ever find. An exact description of the culprit and how it fits the evidence found at the crime scene.
And some fingerprints, which trump any other evidence.
Thank you for your time, Mrs. Hudson.
Well, that was satisfactory. You know, Sherlock, I could hook it up with my dad to get you a real pair of handcuffs, just in case you needed to confront a real criminal. I mean, you got lucky this time, but if the criminal was actually dangerous and you actually had to apprehend him, they would come in handy.
Cool. Thanks, Les.
Well, my dear Watson.
Well, my dear Sherlock, I say case closed.
So, if Kevin had come to karate class, he could not have shot the snake. Therefore, he made the whole story up.
Somewhat.
What?
I mean, let him tell the story a few times. Who cares?
I care.
Sherlock, Jamie's serving detention for 3 weeks. And you know what? Miss Hudson said that I could show the pictures of my castle at the science fair and it would still count. It's not as cool, but it's still great, right? Right, Sherlock?
Yeah, that's cool. See you at the science fair.
Okay.
Attention, students. I hope you're enjoying your break. I would be too, but I need to make these midday announcements. I have some boring facts here about classes, but today I have a human interest story that might be more fun. No, who am I kidding? It will be fun. Here it goes. You all know our beloved Sherlock Holmes, right? Well, here's some facts you may not know about him. Sherlock is afraid of the dark. Sherlock had a crush on Irene Adler when he was 4. Sherlock has an older sister that he hero worships. Sherlock is scared of destroying documents and has kept every bit of information he has ever learned in a closet that will spill if you open the door. Until exactly 4 weeks ago, Sherlock was unaware that the world went around the sun instead of the other way around.
That was low. Couldn't have thought of a classier way to take down my honor.
You don't deserve better, my dear Sherlock. Honor means nothing to you, so you deserve none. You can't even keep the promise of a handshake.
I did what was right.
You
haven't seen the last of me, Sherlock. Until we meet again.